Check, 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 check. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Try not to get stopped out on this motherfucker. I threw them bullshit candles in there. Alright, let's get some drums going. Trey looks safe.
can't help. Oh, baby, don't it look? Oh, baby,
Yo.
Exactly what kind of I love you too.
Come on, give me a good sound here. Something in there.
Live on YouTube. Oh, wait.
Yo. Hey, Brian.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I thought I heard your voice, man.
What's happening, homie?
Just sitting here messing with some Christmas samples, trying to get in the spirit, man.
Yeah, I feel
How you
that,
doing?
man. That's what I'm here for, man.
Let's go. How you
Absolutely.
living, brother? Ooh,
Sounds like that.
shit, where is that?
He just put out there. Okay. Rap that he just did. We were supposed to do.
What is making that do that? Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. What is making that bounce? It's annoying. I don't like Let's try.
There goes the puppy gang.
Puppy
All four.
gang.
All four of them. There you go.
Let's take that shit.
A boy
to that, Mersalt said, Mike, would you ever experiment with layering something with specific frequencies like solfeggio? I'll have to look into solfeggio. I know, like, obviously the binaural beats and that type of stuff, and it's interesting. There's apparently a certain frequency that if sound hits exactly at that pocket, I don't know the hertz, but it's a really low thing. But apparently it causes people to shit their pants, which would be kind of funny to put in a song if you just put it in and the song got really big and everybody was just shitting their pants all over the place. That'd be kind of disgusting. But yeah, so for instance, 417 hertz for removing negative energy. I'm gonna write down solfeggio and look that up. You know, I think in general, like, when you're making music that's harmonious and you're combining all those frequencies, if it like kind of feels healing to listen to or good, it probably is in that same scientific sense too. I mean, I wouldn't know for sure, but you know, that's kind of the way I see music and the healing power in it. There's a lot in the book I'm writing kind of on that, on frequency. And like, for instance, there was this Japanese doctor that would take, he would take water and he would write like either really healing words like love or harmony on, or he would play it like the Tibet Sutra, like really harmonious, positive frequencies. And then he would look at the water crystal under a microscope, and he found doing all these tests that like when water was played harmonious frequencies or really positive words like love were written on the side of the bottle, the crystals became like perfect and immaculate. And if he played it like heavy metal or shit that was like ego based or wrote like, you know, war or hatred on it, the water crystals got disfigured and distorted and like collapsed and shit. So it's pretty interesting because it's like your whole body's water. So like listening to Maroon 5 could fucking, you know, actually give you a disease technically. I'm just kidding about that. I actually really like their old tunes, but you know, a lot of the new ones are horse shit. I just mean in general, like stuff that feels pure is probably purifying you, and stuff that feels like shit or you can feel the dissonance in. Like, for instance, I love Young Thug's music and Travis Scott and a lot of that, but I only listen to it in doses. It's kind of like watching a horror movie to me. Like, I know that, you know, or smoking a cigarette. It's not healthy, but in moderation, you know, whatever. Osho used to say that, like, if you watched horror movies, it was literally killing you because the fear it was based in, and I think, you know, you could equate this to music too, the fear and the lower vibrations, like he said, was basically causing disease in the body. So anytime and I also think it, like, horror movies in general, if you go to a theater and you're sitting around a ton of people that are in a state of fear, there's like a synergy in the fear, and it's probably even in that, you know, negative sense or disease causing sense or whatever. It's probably even worse. You know, I even read some shit on there's these like, apparently these entities called archons that like feed on fear. And I was reading this thing by some crazy nut job who was, you know, really up on their shit on stuff. And he was saying that in, you know, horror movie theaters, like there's tons of these entities because there's so much fear, and it's the synergy of all these people's fear together. And I think on the opposing side, like if you're sitting in a movie that's like fucking love-based, like The Sound of Music or something like that, with a bunch of people in a theater, the healing power it has is probably even greater. Scott, you gave me the book. I probably asked for it for Christmas, so, you know, don't take all the credit, man. But shout out to you, Scotty, for giving me the book. Yeah, it's called the The Hidden Secrets of Water. That's by Dr. Emoto, I believe. And I wrote about that a bunch in the book. What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Fuck. What do we get off the binaural beats and the frequencies? Oh, I had a thought, I lost it. But Mersault, the brown note. It's in the book. I talk about it because it's like I equate in the book, The Yoga of Songwriting, I've been working on for years. It's almost done. It's talking about how, the healing power in music and that everything is frequency. And, even if you take Dr. Emoto, I believe it was Emoto, the Japanese guy, if you take his studies and think about it, like your body being 80 or whatever percent water, I even thought, like, for people that had disease or were really sick, like I'd be curious what happened if you just covered their body. You took a marker and covered their body in words like love and harmony and healing, just like head to toe. If Dr. Emoto writing those words on a bottle of water could do that, like, just be an interesting experiment to see if you line somebody that was really sick head to toe with those words, if it would potentially heal them or help. But I'll look up solfeggio. That's interesting. I haven't heard of that. But I do know it's interesting. They also say different keys of music kind of have that same thing, obviously, because they have a frequency kind of like the solfeggio, I guess is 417. Different keys, like not just minor or major, but different actual A, B, C, C sharp, those things like create a different feeling. Hey, Rogue, I appreciate it, man. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. I'm doing some Forex trading right now too. So I have my screen with my trades on the left, and I just watch and make sure I'm not getting shit on and monitoring, how the trades are going and work on the music. I finally found a system to do both so I can try to make money and music at the same time, because if I'm sitting here for 18 hours a day in this chair getting a fucking gut, might as well make some music and some money. About to long this CAD Chef, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. This thing's way down. We just swept these lows. We got a lot of divergence going on. She is way, way overextended on the downside, and I think the bitch is gonna pump. So I'm just gonna start averaging into this motherfucker. Just a little bit at a time. If it drops more, I'll just put on a little more, starting with small size, until we get a believable buy here to the side. We want to see somebody with some real fucking juice and money make a buy, and see one of those boom boom candles. We get them boom booms. Boom boom candles, and show begins. This is what's going on now is what you would call a spring. It's where it shoots pretty hard to the downside and shakes everybody out and gets everybody loaded on the short side, and then they rip it the fuck up. So when something's springing down, or I'm fairly confident it's springing down, I like to see it get a little juice in the opposite direction, because there's really no telling how far she could spring down. So we got to keep our eye on her. We got to keep our eye on her hard, real hard. All right, what's that shit doing? All right, what's up? Hey, Kevin, I appreciate that, man. For real. Words like yours keep me inspired, man. It makes me, that people see the power in it or resonate with it or whatever it is what keeps me inspired. Because there's times I feel like, man, I've made a lot of music. I've been kind of sitting in a chair like this at a computer doing this same shit for probably 18 hours a day, average 6 days a week since I was like, I don't even know, 10, 15 years of this. And, before that, it was still a lot of time, pretty much all my free time out of high school and school when I wasn't in those things. I was making music. So there's times you start to get burnt out and start to go, man, what am I doing this shit for? Like, I still have a net loss. I could have started a business or done something creative and, or even done, production and writing for other people is a much more lucrative income than being like a independent artist. But, I love this shit. And when I hear people like you and you guys that check in, get shit out of the music, that's gas in my tank. Gas in my tank. Sound is echoing, doubling so hard now. Fuck. Shit, man. What would do? I'm so bad with this tech shit. Let me try to. Fuck. How can I get that? I need to get like a computer tech in here to figure out the mic streaming. I think it's tough because I'm trying to like play music through it. So the mic's trying to pick up the music, but if I play it too loud, it actually like echoes back. Oh, it was you fucking up, Desirous. God damn, man. We almost had to cut the whole show, bro. You're all good, man. You're fine, dude. How can I help the family? Hey, Rogue. Just joining. I have the Buy Me a Coffee membership, where every month I put new songs that are unreleased, demos, whatever it is, on there. This month is Dear Santa from I was 19, so like 16 years ago. I'll play it for you, actually. I'll play it on here. Let's pause this shit for a minute. You know what? I'm gonna throw a little buy in here. I'm gonna just, oh, you fucker. These spreads, man, these spreads are shit. They're trying to get me. I'll put this shit way down here. I want a big stop loss on that. All right, so let's play. So on the Buy Me a Coffee, every month I upload old demos, new songs I'm working on. I'm actually on Buy Me a Coffee streaming, and people will pop in like Brian, and we'll talk. I'll be on here hanging and just like drinking beer and jamming later, and hopefully some of the members of the Buy Me a Coffee, the team, the family, will pop in and we just hang out. I got some Christmas stories and shit. I'm thinking of sharing, and hopefully other people got some good Christmas stories to share. One off the top of my head, Scotty, if you're still on stream, you know this one. When I was like 10, I was at church on Christmas Eve, and they had the whole like the last song where you light the candle and you go outside and like sing to the baby manger or whatever the fuck. And this girl, Emily Perkins, was walking in front of me, and I guess she had a lot of hairspray in her hair. And I don't know why, something, I guess, sinister or devilish or like the jester in me, I put my candle up to her hair, and she had hairspray in her shit, and her hair just went up in fucking flames at the church thing. People were like, oh my God, going crazy. Like, she's flipping out because her hair's completely on fire on the way to sing to the baby Jesus. And yeah, I remember after that year they actually switched to mechanical, like electric candles, and got rid of the live flame. And still to this day, I don't know if it was just like out of convenience or whatnot, but it was that year, I believe, that they switched to the electric candles. Yeah, so Emily Perkins' hair went up in fire, which actually makes me think of that movie. There was an old comedy movie called Dead Man on Campus, and there was this great scene. There was this guy who was nuts, and he's on a date with this girl, and they're like sitting on his couch, and somehow he lights her hair similarly on fire, and her whole hair goes up in flames, and and the girl is hysterical and like crying and like crazy, and the crazy dude leans in and he goes, so I guess a blowjob's out of the question. It was ridiculous, but I always loved that scene. It was a kind of retarded movie, but there was some funny parts in it. Pauline Freely said Dead Man on Campus reference. What is this? It makes me want to go back and watch it. I remember the premise was like they were in college and they were failing, and there was some crazy like code written into the school that if one of their roommates died, they automatically got straight A's or some shit. So they went out looking for the craziest and most like suicidal people, or people they thought might like off themselves or like die somehow to make their roommates so they could pass their class, which then makes me think of another great movie in the same vein as Road Trip, where that skinny little dude is with the really like the 400-pound black chick, and he goes to grab a condom and she goes, let Rhonda handle that. Shit, I want to watch that too. That was a great movie. Hey, Till. Sending good vibes from Germany, which sadly got canceled. Ever plan on coming? Man, I'm so itching to come and play everywhere for real. Oh shit, Pauline, you just made me cut in. Tom Green, fucking that ridiculous movie. What's that one ridiculous movie? It's so funny. It's one of my favorite movies. I'm blanking. Tom Green. What is that shit? Where he gets inside the dead animal. The cartoon guy, his like mentor or whatever, is like, you got to get inside the animal, Gord, because he's a cartoonist, and he's like, he's telling him he needs to find the heart of these characters and these animals. And Gord hits a deer in his card, and there's like a montage kaleidoscope of the guy going, you got to get inside the animal, Gord. So Gord hits the deer and cuts it open and gets inside the shit. Oh man, this has got me on a fucking real shit. What would that be? A tangent. Freddie Got Fingered. Yeah, that's it. One of my favorite. Daddy, would you like some sausage? One of the other best scenes is where he's on the date with the girl in the wheelchair, and his dad shows up or is at the same restaurant, and the dad is like yelling at Gord, and then he looks at her in the wheelchair, and he goes, what the hell? Like looking at this girl with her legs all fucked up. And then she goes, you got a problem with my legs? And he goes, no, but obviously you do. Either that or you're real fucking lazy. It was a great scene. Great scene. Classic shit. We might have to stream some of these in the background. I want to get a big projector on the wall so I can kind of score music to stuff. I don't even know what would happen if I scored a song to Freddie Got Fingered. Probably make another Trouble or something like really bizarre like that. Desirous, do you have any tips for me struggling with buying food and beer and paying rent, thinking like sync licensing, crypto, stocks, or online investment? Oh man, this is a long that's a long so yeah, sync licensing is really good and pays good. I pitch my stuff for sync a lot, and it's hard to get because there's so many people that do it and do it like professionally. It's just like anything. If you're like, oh, I want to be an artist, well, you know how hard it is to get in as an artist or a songwriter. Well, sync licensing is almost the same way because there's people that like eat, breathe, and sleep that shit. So you're competing versus all them and their connections and the people who, you know, kind of owe them favors and shit. But it's still great to be pitching for stuff. Yeah, I mean, what I do, man, is I do the trading. It is incredibly hard to learn to do it well. You can, within like, you know, a couple months, you'll have hot streaks and you think you have it figured out and you're the greatest trader on the planet and you see the market in 3D. And then you just start getting fucking pounded and you realize, and you'll have in your journey like 20 of these different periods where you like are on a roll and you think it really clicked and you've got it and you see the markets and then you realize you don't see it and you end up. So the issue I'd say with pursuing trading in terms of paying your rent is realistically, you're gonna lose money for a long time until you get good enough at it to make money. Though it is funny because there are very easy. This is what I will say, Desirous. This is what you can do. And if you want to hit me up, we can talk about this. If you want to text the line, we can even get on the phone for a minute. There are signal services. You can get people who, you know, since they were 13, all they did is trade day and night. And they're awesome traders that are profitable, that maybe win 80% of the time at a 2-to-1 risk to reward. And what you can do not try to trade on your own on anything other than a demo account for at least 6 fucking months. I'm telling you, it'll save you a lot of money. But you can get signals. You can pay like it depends if you're looking at, you can play options and stocks, or I'm doing Forex now, which is like currencies, like, you know, euro to USD or Canadian dollar to Swiss dollar, whatever it is, because it's really volatile and you can make a lot of money if you know what you're doing, and you can like swing stuff with smaller positions if you know what's going on. But you can get signal services by traders that are really, really good, and you might pay like 30 or 40 bucks a month, or some of them have like lifetime where you pay 300 bucks. And I can point you to some of these people that if you go on YouTube and learn how to make a make a Forex account, get a broker, put some money in, and learn how to execute signals and put your take profit and your stop loss and do all that, which will take some time. And you have to learn little nuances. Like, for instance, every day at 4 o'clock when the market closes, you get these bullshit candles that'll just go crazy up and down. And if your stop loss is too tight, even if it goes in your direction, it's going to stop you out. So like, there's a lot of little shit you got to know. But if you open an account, you get a broker, and then you get a signal service by somebody that's really, really fucking good. And there's a lot of bullshit ones out there. There's a lot of really bad signal service, but there are legit people. And I know a few who are really good traders that for a monthly fee or 300 bucks for a lifetime membership, they will literally give you through Telegram their, it'll say, entering here, putting a buy stop here, stop loss here, take profit is here, going for 2-to-1 risk to reward. And you wouldn't have to know shit other than how to set up trades in the basics. And you could just take their trades. And if you really stuck to it and didn't start thinking like, oh, I kind of think I know what they're doing, I'm going to do a few of these on my own, I promise you'll lose money. And you just take their shit and follow all their shit to a T. You can make a good amount of money. And you can compound an account. You know, if you started with 10 grand and you're taking a trade or two a day and hitting 80% of them at 2-to-1 risk to reward, you can build that account pretty quickly. And then you get in a place where, like, now I trade other people's money. They're called prop firms. And like, you basically pay to take a test to prove you can trade. You have to pay, you know, if it might be a $50,000 account and you got to pay $400, pass a test. And if you pass that test, you then are given a live account and you can trade with a bigger amount of money. And, you know, you have limits, like you can't draw down past this or you lose the account. You got to hit this mark to whatever. But a lot of them, you know, you keep like 80% of the profits. So if you get a $50,000 account, you make a couple grand on it, you keep 80%. And once you've got one payout, your account that you're trading is pretty much you're running on free money basically at that point. Like even if you blew the account, you made enough, paid it off. The only thing you lose is the time you invested. But if you do it smartly, you know, you can make money on them. And then the thing is, you can get a number of accounts. So I probably have like 4 or 5 of them at a time. And I also have an algorithm that'll trade for me that makes a pretty humble return. That's like 3 to 7% a month. But if you have a prop fund and it's $100K account and you're getting 3% on that and taking 80%, well, that's $2 or $3 grand a month on one account, possibly up to $7 grand. You know, there's a lot of little quirks and shit, but you can make money trading if you do it smartly, which at the beginning would be just take other people's trades that know what they're doing. But yeah, hit me up. Other than that, like that's what I've found, because I figure I'm in a room making music, and if I have a computer and an internet connection, I can click buttons to make money if I know what I'm doing. Well, I can sit here and trade while I'm making music, and pretty much I set alerts on very key points of interest. So if price comes to it, it'll ding, and I go, okay, now I'm watching for this setup to enter a position if it does what I want in this place. And then I put it in and I go back to my shit. And, you know, I might check in every hour or two just to see what it's doing. I have my screen up so I can always see, but I try to not get too caught up in it, because the logical and anxiety aspect of that can really kill your creativity. But yeah, you know, what other ways? I think if you're somebody who's doing music and you're spending a lot of time making music on a computer, it's at least worth going on YouTube and starting to learn how to trade. Because there are some very simple systems that if you follow them, and the problem is you get cocky or you don't follow the rules, or it starts to go against you when you don't know what you're doing and you stop out because you're like, oh shit, it's dropping. But you could literally, if you want to learn trading in the most basic profitable sense without all the other nuances, and it is an endless rabbit hole. Like I've studied this shit every day for years until I got to the place where I have a hang on it and I like have a pretty good gauge of where price is going, where it's going to bounce, where I want to take trades. But if you go and you learn basic supply and demand at major levels, like 4-hour levels, daily levels, weekly levels, you can be profitable. You know, you can just playing that and learning that pretty simple thing. It does have some quirks, and again, there's stuff to learn. But if I was going to go back and start again, what I would say is go watch every fucking video there is on YouTube on supply and demand trading, and then play on a higher time frame. Like you know, you can scalp and play a 1-minute chart, or sometimes on SPX, which is like options, not Forex. I'm on a goddamn 30-second chart because the prices move so quick that like I might take a contract that's $200 and within, you know, $200 or $300, and within a minute or two, you're either up double or blue the shit. Like, you know, when really good trades set up, there'll be a couple times a week I can take like a $70 contract to like $700 in about 5 minutes if it's like the perfect setup for the price to fucking drill and it's near the end of the day where it's about to expire. But I would say if you want to trade whether it's stocks or Forex or crypto, just go on, learn supply and demand at major levels, watch every video. And if you stick to that and do that and don't start trying to throw in other shit, you know, you can't be profitable. You'll win about 65 or 70% of the trades at like a 2-to-1 risk to reward. All right, enough on the trading shit because I could go all goddamn day. What else is? Oh yeah, we were talking about Freddie got finger. Oh yeah, I said I'd play you the Dear Santa tune. So yeah, for somebody asked how to support. Funny, I just saw Yellow Wolf at the bar the other night. We hadn't seen each other in a long time. We're probably gonna go golfing pretty soon. But yeah, ran into him and Clev, the DJ, at the bar the other night. It was serendipitous. Oh yeah. So somebody asked how to support. There's a buy me a coffee with a $7 a month membership, and every month you get at least 1 or 2 unreleased tunes or demos or shits I'm working on. I'll play you this month. I'm putting other tunes on there, but I'll play you Dear Santa. It is from literally when I was 19. I think I had a cold when I was recording this too, because it's like super nasally. But it's pretty catchy. I had to get my dad to send it to me because, you know, it was literally from when I'm 19, and he somehow has a file with like all the tunes from like 20 years ago. He has guitar riffs that I recorded in 8th grade, and he'll send it and be like, you should do something with this. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, that recording was from 8th grade. It's pretty cool. He's a big supporter. All right, so here's Dear Santa.
Yellow Santa. There we go.
Oh, the audio's fucked up. I wonder if there's a way I can attach the file in this stream. Shit. Maybe I'll put it on YouTube just as a stream.
He's eating that hot
Yeah, it was this
sausage. Eating.
Dear Santa. You know
Yeah, how much did he eat?
I don't know.
Dear Santa, you know I want that NPC, so come 7 tomorrow. I better be under my tree sitting next to a pair some super fly kicks and tell them fucking L's I don't fit in size 6. I wear 11. So if they fuck up again, they gonna be in elf heaven. I'm sorry, that got a little out of hand. Let me tell you something that you ain't gonna understand. It's about the missus. Heard she gave one of them elves a little more than just kisses. Well, you were outside feeding Mr. Red Nose. She was inside taking off all of her clothes. I heard he beat it in the kitchen. Had her legs spread in the toast just to twitching. But fuck it, she's just a ho. You gotta man up and let that bitch go. And I know you get blunted in the sleigh, but if my presents don't come, bitch, yo gonna pay. That was 19-year-old bars right there. 16 years, 17 years ago. Shit, I remember I used to think that like seeing people record in booths. I used to have rappers come to the house and record in my mom's shower stall that was all glass and ceramic because I thought it was like a booth, not knowing that like it was the absolute worst sound recording environment on the planet. A booth only works if it's completely sound paneled. And if you're in a booth and it's literally glass and ceramic walls, all it does is make it sound worse than anything you could imagine. I remember one time my mom came home from work and I had this rapper in her shower, and she walks upstairs and she was like, "Is someone in my shower?" And I was like, yeah, we're doing a session." And this guy popped out of the shower and he's like, "Hey, nice to meet you, Miss Williams." She had a local rapper in her shower recording in the worst environment on the planet, but you live and you learn. And yeah. Shit, I wonder, is there a way to attach that? What I'll do is I'll upload that on YouTube just as like a little throwback trinket. So yeah, I'm gonna get this other Christmas tune done. It's hard because every time I want to write something like uplifting and feel good, like Pumpkin Bread. That's actually, I listen to Pumpkin Bread like in the summer, and even though it's one of my own tunes, I listen to it because I love the way it sounds, and I'm trying to do something that's got that like warm, feel good vibe. Because last year I did the more like, conspiracy government oriented, the World Economic Forum and the world authorities and Justin Trudeau, and then we're after Santa Claus. But yeah. What else is going on? Anybody got any other questions? I might crack a beer. I haven't drank a beer in a minute, and I think it's time for a beer.
Hey, you told me open last time.
Let me see if I can. Shit. Another thing I've been doing is my buddy. I haven't actually been online a lot because I've been making my own music, because my buddy has some stuff on hold with Rihanna, and she's looking for an up-tempo thing, and like he's in meeting with them every week, playing them stuff. So I've been flipping like old kind of up-tempo house tracks I had from like 10 years ago. One of them was literally 10 years old, and I had it in a YouTube clip, and I couldn't find the clip on my old YouTube. So I remembered the lead guitar line and then finally pieced it together. And so they loved it and sent it out to some of the biggest writers in the world, like The Dream and Zakari, who's on that Kendrick song, to write to. So just been knocking out ideas with him left and right, trying to get this Rihanna thing, because I don't really spend a lot of time writing and producing for other people. But if it's something like that, it's like you get one of those things and it can change your life or pay your bills for years or for eternity, then I'll take the time to sit there and grind out ideas and do them with my buddy. So I've been doing a ton of that. And now I'm just trying to get into this Christmas thing and make sure I got a Christmas tune coming. Hey, DB, nothing completely set up, but it is something like I have the tune with the chick Ilani from the UK, the Moonstruck track. Check out her music. She's phenomenal. Her YouTube, her playing like a Mac Miller's cover on a guitar that was upside down came on my YouTube, and I watched and I went to her and listened to all her music, and it was so incredible that I just hit her up and I was like, I love your shit. She wasn't like so big that it was one of those things where, there was no chance of it happening. She was like on the come up too. But it was really cool because she listened to the music, loved it, and we did that tune together. Like we didn't know each other. It was just all through. I think I DM'd her on Instagram. But yeah, I'm hoping soon to do a tune with my buddy Noam Bay. Some of you might know his music. He's got a lot of really big tunes, and he's incredible. And we've been talking a long time about doing something. We're just trying to find the right idea and make something that's really special. Who else? There's been a lot of other random people I've been meaning to kind of hit up, and people I've started hitting up a little bit to try to make that happen. Because I do want to start collabing with more people. And it's also just really good for artists because then you end up getting on all their new release playlist, and like you get fed through the algorithm to the people that listen to them. And, you know, when you're in my position, it's like those type of things are the things you got to do to get new listeners and hopefully change the game. So yeah, collabing with people. I also just love it. It's fun. I have a collab too that's like a straight up, like really hard house track with my buddy and this guy Kucheron, who's amazing, like DJ and producer, that I want to drop. It's so otherworldly. If you're one of those people, or like, you know, I think of like the random person that likes the more stripped down stuff like motion picture and stuff, and then you heard this, you'd be like, what the fuck? But to me, it's all like, if somebody doesn't like a tune, you can just go play the other ones or wait till the next one. But let me see, I'll play you this shit for anybody out there that likes, like, I love house music. I used to hate it when I was young. I was like, oh, this shit's obnoxious. And there's still a lot of it that I do find obnoxious, but like good house music, I love the way it makes me feel. And just I love stuff that's just four on the floor and got that pump to it.
Need to go to the techno festival.
Let me see, where is it? Pump. Okay, here's Pump. So this is straight house, and this is me just like rapping. This is not like reflective. This is just like talking shit.
We get high on it. Left to the right, we gon' slide on it. Signs in the sky if you can read the shit. Pretty lights poppin', you can dream the shit. Believe the shit, pump out on it. Left to the right, we gon' slide on it. Signs in the sky if you can read the shit. Pretty lights poppin', you can dream the shit. I'm a pump. I'm a pump. I'm a player. If she choosing, I'm a layer. Pop it all, say a prayer. Throw a dollar in the air. Cut the bass, hit the snare on the fatty. Let it flat, let it rip. Can it flip? Get that pony to the mare. I'm a pump. I'm a pump. I'm a pump. I'm a roller. If she choosing, I'm a baller. The Licky in the city, hit the street with a Vicky. Low fuse, hit the slang. Got the stardust in my veins. Rock a fur up in the summer. Hit a bitty with the lumber. I'm a player. If she choosing, I'm a layer. Pop it all, say a prayer. Throw a dollar in the air. Cut the bass, hit the snare on the fatty. Let it flat, let it rip. Can it flip? Get that pony to the mare. I'm a pump. I'm a pump. I'm a pump. I'm a pump. Lift to the right, we gon' slide on it. Signs in the sky, you can read the shit. Pretty lights poppin', you can dream the shit. Believe the shit, pump out on it. Lift to the right, we gon' slide on it. Signs in the sky, you can read the shit. Pretty lights poppin', you can dream the shit. Believe the shit, pump.
So that's that shit. That's like some, I don't know, like candy flipping type music. Like you're just all kind of tripped out. but I love that type of shit. So I'll probably put that out like with them, so it'll be like kind of its own thing. Yeah, got so many tunes, trying to figure out kind of what I want to drop and keep shit rolling. And then I've got a lot of songs I've saved up for Life on Earth 3, and I haven't really started making it because the last album I put so much goddamn time and money into, and albums these days, it comes out and then 3 days later it's out and you kind of blew your load because it's like 12 songs at one time. And you know, the way Spotify and the streamers are set up, they only playlist like one thing off a project. So you can have a bunch of tunes you think should get a chance. Like I still listen to tunes from the last album, like a Devil's Pie or like, you know, Say It Again, for instance. I feel like that tune could have been big and could have had its moment, but it never even really got a shot at playlisting in the proper way, because once you have an album, they just kind of they take one and they roll. So I am working on another. I'm like got special ideas stored up for a third album, but it's not really even not really a focus right now because it's a hard system for albums now. Are just a hard for the amount of work that goes into them and the amount of energy. It doesn't pay off as much as just like dropping singles once a month. And I like the idea of just having a single come out once a month until I croak, because that way it's like people always know I can get on his iTunes or Spotify or whatever the hell once a month, and there's gonna be a new song once every month, once every 2 months. They come quicker, but when you go to playlist shit, you have to give them like 3 weeks leeway. So you have to wait for the one to come out, roll a bit before you can even submit the other, and then it's got to give it enough time. Otherwise, I could probably drop a song every 2 weeks, but you got to try to give them like a moment to shine. Otherwise, you're just kind of like shooting off blanks. But, you know, my whole plan is just, I got a lot of bullets, hopefully keep shooting until something hits. And if something never hits in the big sense, just knowing the people out there like you guys get a lot out of it, like that's enough to sustain me, knowing that even one person is like, you know, this just made my day better or helped me get through this bullshit. So, yeah, that's kind of the plan, is just keep dropping them. And hopefully, you know, the way I see it is kind of just almost scientifically, like all the energy that goes into, you know, my Ableton and my software and everything I put in, it's going to manifest coming out of the speakers in some way. And maybe it's a way I don't foresee. Maybe I think the energy that goes in should look like this when it's returned, but all of that energy maybe put into one song might be that one person, it randomly speaks to them in their darkest moment and saves their fucking life or something. And then it's like, I might be looking like, oh, where's like the reaction, or where is this energy transferring, that all this energy going in, and it might just not be kind of manifesting in a way that I foresee or predict or can see at all. I just have to have the faith that it is in some way manifesting.
How dark his hair's getting.
Short.
Let's check on these trades and make sure we're not getting shit on. All right, we look okay. That bitch is coming down even further, huh?
Is that the right spot? Good.
I'm just gonna sweep those lows. Let's see what that's doing. Oh, that bitch is about to rip. Come on, baby. Fucking pay me. What is that shit doing? Oh, that shit's gonna rip too. Give it to me, baby. Do it for daddy one time. Where's the cookies? Hey, Gia. I love a cookie right now. We got some cheesecake in the fridge. that I'm trying not to eat the whole thing in one fucking sitting. Because I already got this fucking gut on me from sitting in this chair. I look pregnant. From sitting in this chair all day. This is what it takes. This is the sacrifice I make. No vacations, no beach bodies over here. Throttle it up. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I always feel like I say a song like Say It Again or some shit like ends up in a movie or a Netflix show. And like, for instance, if you know that girl Ash, she had this song Moral of the Story that I had heard her project because I was just listening to stuff that Billie Eilish's brother had produced that hadn't really popped off or was new. And so I heard it like right when it came out because he was working with her when she didn't have any fans. And I remember I heard that song Moral of the Story and it had like, I think like 8,000 or 20,000 streams at the time. And I was like, holy shit, this is such a well-written, beautiful song. Like this deserves to be heard. And it sat there at like 20,000 or 30,000 plays for damn near 6 months. And it ended up in a Netflix show that was not even a big Netflix show. It was just like, you know, enough people watch those shows that like, it somehow was in the right moment, kind of like Doing Me was in that Smilf show, and that really helped. In a Canon commercial, like that's what changed the game for me. So that is in my mind like one of the things that would change it that, you know, I focus on. And like Night Drive, for example, I didn't write that for a car commercial, but if you think of let's take a night drive, just you and me while the whole world sleeps, if you put that in the back of like, say that got in a fucking like Altima commercial or like BMW commercial, it would change the game. I actually, Doing Me, I had signed a contract. It was supposed to be in a Jeep commercial here in the US, and I had signed the shit. They were going to pay me a lot of money. I could have like, you know, lived off for a bit and really helped my life. And apparently not even somebody at Jeep, somebody at the fucking agency that put it together. There was some woman that was super fucking PC and a real like turd sandwich. Somehow saw that I had the billboards and like the Have You Seen This Man? He owes this child support, and saw something else on my Instagram that she took as being misogynistic, even though it was probably completely fucking playful. And because of her, I guess nobody there, because of the times, like wanted to stand up and say, this is ridiculous. Eminem's in commercials. And he's talked about, you know, raping his wife and chopping her up and putting her in the trunk. Like this billboard is a joke. The guy like clearly listened to his music. He's a decent, you know, like from what he's saying, he's a decent enough person. He's not some sicko. But nobody said shit to her. And she ended up getting it cut like that. It was supposed to come out in a fucking week on a nationwide Jeep commercial, and Imagine Dragons and what was the other one? Imagine Dragons and X Ambassadors, both their fucking careers launched from a Jeep commercial. So I was, minus the money, I was so excited because I was like, we've got the Canon shit running. It's in the Smilf. If we get Jeep, this is going to like send this song to the moon and launch my whole career. And because of that woman, you know, and it's like everything has a reaction and a repercussion. And me even putting up those billboards, like, you know, I knew there was going to be bad shit that came from it. And that was one of it. The good shit was Yellow Wolf saw it across the street when he came out of the 5150 like hospital. It was the first thing he saw, and he went on the website, listened to the song, and then hit me up. So there was equally good and bad things that came, but the Jeep commercial was that was heartbreak, because pretty much if you get a Jeep commercial in the US, they spend so much, and I guess they're well made enough and have good enough music, people like actually watch them and look the music up. It would have been a game changer. So on the sync tip, whoever had brought that up, yeah, I think it was you, Desirous. Like it's definitely something I focus on in a way I see things like popping off is getting in. Oh, back to that story about the Ash chick. So she had about 30 or 40,000 tunes. The song, moral of the story, go check it out. You've probably heard it because it got really big. So it had 30 or 40,000 views. I remember sending it to my friends that were songwriters just as like inspiration of like, listen to this. It's incredibly well written and a great narrative and just a great song. And I went back a little bit later, and now that song's sitting at like a couple 100 million streams. So yeah, getting in the Netflix or in a commercial or whatever it is like game changer just in terms of like paying the bills. Because I'd like to get to the place where I can pay the bills off the music so I don't have to. I'll still trade out of love, but I won't put nearly as much time in it because it just takes so much like left brain energy that it takes me out of the creative. Like I used to sit here 18 hours a day and make music, and now at least half of that time and energy, I'll even, if something's really popping off, I might have to stare at the screen for like 3 hours to figure out where exactly I want to exit and how I want to get out of something. So I love it, but it does take a lot of energy that I'd rather be putting into music. Yeah. Hey, Jesse. A few months past, my daughters reached out and mentioned how her father is a big fan. I would love a shout out. Thank you for making it. Hey, tell your daughter I said what's up, and I said Merry Christmas, and I don't know how old she is, but I hope Santa Claus brings her some pretty cool shit. Bro, Snoop got commercials for not smoking. Yeah, I saw that picture he posted. It was pretty funny. He was like, I'm quit smoking. Please give me privacy and respect at this time. Almost like there was a death in his family. I was like, holy shit. This guy stops smoking weed, and it's like literally like an emotional saga. I feel like Snoop Dogg smokes so much weed, I don't really know if there's any good in stopping at this point. I think his brain is probably looks like an old ham sandwich that's been sitting outside on a hot July day. I think he should probably just keep smoking and just that will keep him at equilibrium. But I don't know, maybe it'll clear him up and like who knows, maybe he'll go on fucking Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and win the shit or something. Probably not. What are y'all asking Santa Claus for? Anybody asking for some cool shit or getting somebody close to them something really cool they're excited to give them? I'm asking Santa Claus for a little bit of peace and a little bit of time to sleep and maybe a new guitar amp, a nice used small Fender so I can record some beautiful tones. I had a little amp and my friend stepped on it and yanked the whole input out and it's all fucked up, but it was just a practice amp. I need like something that sounds good. Asking Santa for good music. All right, future vintage. Well, consider me Santa. I'm gonna hit shit with some of that. Gia, you want a kitty cat? My girlfriend wants a dog and a baby. I said she can't have either. I'll get her a fucking camera lens and we'll call it even. World peace. Some pretzel M&Ms. Ooh. Pretzel M&Ms, dangerous. I started taking this medication a long time ago for like, I used to have real bad panic attacks, but those kind of went away. But I get them in my sleep where I wake up just in a sweat. And it was like the world was imploding and I was like in the hell realm. And I knew it was from my neurochemistry being off from probably binging on too much stuff for too many years and just threw my chemistry out of whack. So I started taking a medication that really helped. But one of the side effects is it's an old school MAOI. They're like, you have to go to a psychiatrist to get it. But it was like somebody hit a goddamn light switch when it went on. I was like, oh my God, this is what it feels like to be human again, like, whoa. But one of the side effects is it makes me like a fat ass. Like, I get it now. I used to be when I was little and an asshole, like kind of hard on like big people, not in any ridiculous way, but like just as a kid where you're like, oh, that fucking fatty, like just being a little piece of shit as a young person and having that thought of like, why can't people just get on a fucking treadmill? Like, why can't you stop eating? And now, like, my karma's come around and I get it because the medicine I take makes me an endless pit and my hunger is so insatiable. And I used to like chocolate, but now I love it in a way that it's like a drug. And I get like the little kids that sit there that like eat chocolate all day and you're like, oh, this little snacker. It's like, I understand you. I am you. Gia, your mind is more powerful than meds. I think, yeah, your mind is more powerful than anything, but there's certain times I think when you've screwed up your mind enough that it needs a little help, in the same way that, like, you might take a vitamin, you might take vitamins, or if you got a certain disease, you would go to a doctor and they'd give you something to help you. Well, I see the mind kind of in the same way, as like, yes, you can't heal it on your own, but there is a place when the mind becomes so distorted and ugly and beat down and out of whack that you almost don't have the inertia or the energy to get even in the place where you could begin to heal the mind on your own, because you're in such a dark place that, there are things that can help it. So for me, taking MAOIs was like, if I had some kind of skin disease and the doctor was like, hey, yeah, I might be able to heal that on my own. But if there's a medicine, and I do believe medicine's like, in the same way that anything was put here, like some of these concoctions were discovered. They were created by God or found in that way to help heal people. And I don't think what I take is necessarily healing anything, because in a way it's just evening me out in a synthetic way. But for me, it was just a matter of, when you feel really bad for a really long time and you do not have the energy to even begin to move past that place in your mind or see a way out, I do think it can be helpful for people like myself to take shit besides just live in kind of a, state of depression for a long time. That's awesome, Gia. 40 pounds, hiking. Yeah, that exercise is no joke. That exercise is no joke. It really, really does help. It's something I'm trying to get back into running. Let's see what's going on with these trades and make sure we're all right here. All right, we're still looking good. This area says much better. Yeah, it's not fun, Desirous. It's not fun. It is really not fun. Everybody gets anxiety, but panic attacks are a different beast. When all of a sudden, out of nowhere, people will be like, well, what stresses you out? It's like, I would get panic attacks a lot of times in like times in my life that were actually really good, and it would just come out of nowhere, and I'd start to like choke on my throat almost, and like couldn't breathe, and it'd feel like the world was caving in. It was just this impending doom. I used to have times when I was in high school where I wouldn't come out of my bedroom for a couple of days because they'd be so nasty. They're definitely not fun. Definitely not fun. I like to think of that stuff as like, kind of the forces of darkness in the world that are trying to almost keep you from ascending in a way, or expanding. And so it's like those bursts of fear are just like, You know, it's like almost a devilish thing that's there to try to keep that from happening and keep you like submerged underwater. Um, but yeah, it's the same way I saw kind of having night terrors when I was little. I used to have night terrors so bad that I would wake up and be banging my head against the wall. My parents would have to hold me down. I'd be looking at my mom and she'd go, "What do you want? What do you want? You're okay." And I go, "I want you to get away from me. I want to talk to my mother." And I was looking at my mom, but I didn't recognize her. I was so like out of whack. It's a weird thing. And I like to think now that like night terrors are almost kind of that same. It's like a spiritual thing, like a spiritual battle where it's like, you know, maybe something knows you have the possibility to do great good or positive or be a force of light, but like when something dark can sense that or whatever you want to call it, like it's gonna come to try to shut that shit down. Same way when, you know, somebody comes out and speaks the truth about something, every fucking bullshit mainstream media thing is like on it to shut them down and cast them off. Like there's always going to be an equal and opposite force if you're on the right path. So it's almost like if you're not having panic attacks here or hitting these roadblocks, like it almost makes me think you're not on the right path if you're not coming up against some of those demons. What up, Ryan Davis? Welcome to the party, man. So we want to add another one of those soon. I want to add a little bit to that. Oh, come on, you fucker. What is that doing? Ah, shit. All right, that's still looking good. That swept those lows. You're a GB. Oh, that's about to go. Where's that shit at? I knew I should have bought that down there. Fuck, where is that? Too many goddamn tickers. Let's wait until that pulls back a little bit, but I think it's time for that. I think it's fucking time. Is that gonna pull back? Shit. I don't want to buy that right there. God damn it. Let's see a break out of there and a retest. We're gonna put that at the top. So you got your change of character there. Let's see if that pulls back in there one more time. Euro JPY. Do I already have that shit? Fuck. Oh, damn it. Do I want to buy that right there? I feel like I do. Go, baby. Go to fucking Narnia. All right, so that's looking good to up there. See if we can break out of there. Come on, fucker. God damn it. We want to see that break. There we go. Push, baby. Push, baby. All right, so we're in that. We're going to add that up there. bring that over there. We want USD CAD in that. Shit. Foosball table. That sounds fun. Gladius, I've been following you for quite some time now. Thanks, man. Thanks, Cladius. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate your support and for sticking with me on the trip. All right, guys, I'm going to go eat some dinner. I might be back on here later, just drinking beer, making some music, and doing some trades. I'm going to be on here more often live. Come join me. Check out buymeacoffee.com/FindMikeyMike if you want to join the fam and get on some unreleased music and stuff. It's $7 a month, and the music grabs you, then it's probably worth it because you get a lot of stuff. All right, guys. Peace. Merry Christmas. I'll see you soon. I'll be back on here. I'm going to be streaming on here a lot more. Just when I'm in here, so you can always pop in. Might not always be that exciting, but I'll be on here making music and trading and hanging. Hey, Scotty, love you, man. That's my it's my brother-in-law. That's the guy that's banging my sister. I always said if there's somebody I wanted sleeping with my sister, I guess it'd be him. Hey, Falcon, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that. All right, guys. See you soon. Peace. Peace.